Okay, hello students. In this video, since it's the last one I think we'll be doing on fractions for now, we're just going to show you how to divide mixed numbers. So if you know how to divide normal fractions, it's pretty much the same thing. We can turn every division question into a multiply and then use what we learned about multiplying fractions. So we're going to start the same way. We can't divide mixed numbers as they are. It's just impossible to do it using fractions. You could convert them to decimals and do it, but we're trying to do it using fractions. So the first step to dividing mixed numbers is to get improper fractions. So we're not trying to divide the mixed numbers, we're dividing improper fractions. Multiply 3 times 2 and add 1. That gives me 7 over 2. Divide. 8 times 2 is 16, plus 1 is 17 over 8. Now think back about the method for dividing fractions. First number stays the same. We never actually divide fractions. We always turn them into multiply. And the second number we flip over itself, which means we got the 8 on top and the 17 on the bottom. And the fancy name is we write the reciprocal. The reciprocal of 17 on 8 is 8 on 17. Okay, let's go ahead now and simplify this as much as we can before we continue. So I've got 7 and 8 in the numerator, 2 and 17 in the denominator, and the only simplifying that I can see that we can do here, because both of those are even, 2 goes into 2 once, 2 goes into 8 4 times. Okay, now let's go and multiply. 7 times 4 is 28. 1 times 17 is 17. And finally, because we started with mixed numbers, we want to finish with mixed numbers. 17 divides into 28 once, and the remainder, 28 takes 17, the remainder is 11. And that's the answer. Okay, as usual, make sure you have an exercise book or a piece of paper out. Have a go at the second division question on your own, so stop the video. Once you've finished, put the video back on and you can quickly check your answer. Okay, away you go. Okay, hopefully, once again, you say, oh, this is starting to get pretty easy by now, but let's see. First step is we turn it into an improper fraction. So 5 times 5 is 25, plus 2 is 27. Divide. 10 times 1 is 10, plus 7 is 17 over 10. Okay, so step 1, I'm going to make that a bit more neat. Don't like that 0. And that's a bit better. Okay, now we never do any divisions with fractions, we just turn them into multiplies. So 27 over 5 multiplied by 10 over 17. Again, fancy name for that. That's the reciprocal of that. So when you swap the numerator and denominator, you're finding the reciprocal. Again, 5 times 17 is a little bit tricky to do and hard to simplify. So let's see if we can simplify this first and then multiply. So we have 27 and 10 in the numerators, 5 and 17 in the denominators. So let's see, well, 5 can go into 5 once, 5 goes into 10 twice, and we now have 27 times 2, well, that's like 25 times 2 is 50, plus an extra 2 times 2 is 4, so that's 54. and in my denominator 1 by 17. Okay, so this is a little bit tricky. 117 is 17, 2 17s is 34, and if you add 17 onto that, you get 51. So in fact, we can get 3 wholes out of that. 17 times 3 is 51, and that leaves 3 left over. So final answer, 3 and 3/17. And we'll stop at that. So we've basically shown you how to add, subtract, multiply, divide fractions, and then how to add, subtract, and multiply, divide mixed numbers. So best thing now is go to your exercise book or your worksheet or your revision sheet and have a go at some of these. And just check your answers in the back. And you can always come back and rewatch the videos if you get a bit stuck. Okay, good luck.